In the last video, we discussed how AI learns and how it functions and how it is not a devil that we make it up to be. And in case you haven't watched the video, I will link it up here and I'll also link it in the video description. But this video is a follow-up to the previous one where we bust all the popular myths that are prevalent about AI in the modern world. In case you're new here, I'm Anudeep and I work as a software engineer after completing my master's in robotics and AI. On this channel, we discuss self-improvement and tech, entrepreneurship and business, and stuff like that. So if any of these words sounds vaguely intriguing, please consider subscribing. And enough of this plug, let's get started. AI does not possess human-like intelligence. It analyzes data and makes predictions. But what exactly is intelligence? It is the ability to understand, learn, reason, and react. And all of this is done via our thoughts. In contrast, AI is designed to mimic human-like intelligence. It has to rely on algorithms and computational power and the data that we provide to it so that it can make better predictions. But us humans at the other end understand the problem to the very core of it. Let's look at why this AI pattern recognition is different from human thinking. I've covered it in the last video, but here is a recap. AI learns when we gather large amounts of data, clean it, and feed it into statistical models. These statistical algorithms then perform mathematical operations on these datasets to give out predictions. For example, AI might analyze thousands of images of cats and dogs to make some sort of a concept, to make some sort of a pattern to distinguish them. But you might ask, how do these AI systems perform mathematical operations on images, Anudeep? Well, those who know. Computer science folks will know that every bit of data, every information, be it an image, video, audio, text, all of it is first converted to a series of zeros and ones, and it is then fed into a computer system. So basically, when I say that AI is doing some mathematical operation on an image, what it's actually doing is running numbers or matrix operations, which can be a 2D matrix, 3D matrix, depending on whatever data we have fed it. And once all these calculations are done, it spits out what the result of the calculation are. It is really about mathematics and statistics and probability and not about magic that these AI systems show us. So AI uses different statistical models to analyze different shapes, shades, color, texture of an image or a video, or different types of sentences in a text, or different types of tones in an audio message, and after analysis, it makes a prediction. In this case of cats and dogs, it can be a simple classification algorithm. Humans, on the other hand, learn through intuition, curiosity, and experience. Our brains cannot process each and every information that is presented in a dataset, nor is our brain designed for that. We sort of form a general understanding of what is displayed in front of us, the stuff that we are learning, and then we move on from there. And this understanding itself is based on a lot of context that is already present in our brains while building on that context through personal experience. For instance, if we see a blurry picture of a dog, we might still be able to make out that it is actually a dog, but AI will need thousands of examples of dogs in different scenarios, in different colors, textures, of different breeds, and then and only then it can tell that that particular image of a dog is actually a dog. Otherwise, it can call dog a cat or a donkey or whatever because it doesn't have the context. And this ability to understand ambiguous information and draw context from it is still something that AI lacks. As I mentioned, they have to rely on vast amounts of data and mathematical operations and computational power and then feedback from us to be able to give one simple prediction. It's not even a result, it's a prediction, probably with a very high probability. Hence, human thinking allows us to solve new problems, novel problems, with a baseline level of understanding that is very generic to us, that has been passed on to us through generations. It's a human evolutionary process of the brain, and we don't need thousands of examples to do that. And while AI can specifically outperform us in some tasks, it really needs a lot of data that is pre-designed by us, and even then it has chances of messing up. And that is the core reason how AIs think and how humans think are very different, because AI are not thinking in the first place. They are just doing a step-by-step mathematical operation, and then with a given probability they are predicting stuff. A common misconception is that with the rise of machine learning, AI will end up taking all of our jobs, because eventually AI will end up doing everything and everything better than us, and hence there will be no need for us. And while it may seem that AI possesses intelligence that is far greater than us, I want to tell you that that is really not true. Because while AI can outperform us in so many different areas, they are able to do so because we designed them to do so. But before I go deeper into that, let's first analyze why do we believe that AI can think like human beings. I think it is because while we are developing machine learning systems, we don't hard code anything. While obviously there is some sort of code involved, but we are not giving instructions to a computer. In fact, we are enabling the computer or the machine to learn from the data and then make predictions on the new data that we ask. So for example, I can train a machine learning model, ChatGPT, to analyze a large amount of text and then give out predictions. And then when I ask it something new, based on all the information that it has had, which in ChatGPT's case, all the books, podcasts, videos, articles, and all the research papers, everything until 2023, 22, I don't know till when is the ChatGPT data valid. But anyways, based on all that data, it will try to predict something which I have asked. And chances are I have asked it something which has already been asked before in the past by somebody else. And ChatGPT already knows that. And that is why we think that it is giving us new and novel answers, whereas it's just spitting something out of its data that it's been trained on, and now we think that it's magic. As I mentioned, the more data it processes, the better its predictions become, and it swifts through data so fast, we just can't imagine. And that is why it can seem like AI can learn so much faster than the human being, because the allocation space of memory that is in an AI's memory is so huge as compared to the human memory. But let's leave that aside. I want to give you an example. An AI designed for chess can beat the best chess player in the world. That is true, it has already done that. But that chess AI cannot write a poem. It cannot drive a car. And exactly this quality separates humans from AI. We are multi-dimensional human beings with varied interests. I can be a dad, a part-time YouTuber, a software engineer. I can learn music and guitar and stuff. AI, on the other hand, might perform one task very well and it might be able to outperform me, but it can only do that in one area, and that too after so much resources in terms of computational power, dataset, feedback, all of those things. While I as a human has a lot more generic understanding about a lot more stuff, and this human element is something that companies, people, workspaces will always want. In our chess example, the AI is limited to the dataset that is equal to all the chess moves in the world. Now, a normal human brain is not designed to remember each and everything in this entire world. And let alone in this entire world, it is not designed to memorize each and everything of a particular topic. And that is why the AI will surely outperform us, because it is based on all the data that is fed into its memory and its neural nets and stuff. But us humans, we at a particular point of time have only limited memory, but a lot more understanding. As I mentioned, our brains are not designed to hold all this information. In fact, our brains are designed to solve new problems and automate the old boring ones which have already been done by so many people, and then so many computers, we can delegate them to AI to perform. And then we can use our limited brain power, because we have these limited lives and we have limited brain power. So we can use that to solve newer problems, work on better problems, and then solve them and eventually automate them as well, so that we can work on even newer problems and get to an even better world. And that is why AI will automate some jobs, but it will create newer jobs and better jobs that require thinking, creativity, curiosity, and all that stuff. And so if your current career or your studies are based on just rote memorization, I think you're going to be extinct in the next 15 years. So you better start using your brain, better start developing your brain and developing this meta learning skill, this skill of learning how to learn, of solving problems, because that is exactly what is going to separate you from AI or machines or computer. And actually, throughout history, whenever a new technology was born, people were afraid that it's going to take their jobs. When the tractors and trucks came in, all the labor-based jobs were eliminated. When the computer came in, the clerks and the paper jobs were out of office. And now, with the rise of AI, the less intelligent jobs that have already been done by thousands if not millions of people in the past and that have been well documented, will go out of demand, because we can delegate those tasks to AI. We have all this data, we can put all this data to a statistical model, we can make it learn, and then we can use that particular AI as our personal assistant to help us through those particular types of problems. But like with the rise of any new technology, AI will also create better jobs, newer jobs, which are far more efficient, clean, and also have better earning margins. And this is something I keep on saying, is that you be a jack of all trades and a master of none, because now we can create infinite masters to solve a particular problem at any given point of time. So specialization is sort of useless. Okay, this fear of AI taking over the world, I think, comes more from science fiction rather than reality. We see movies like Matrix and Transformers and whatnot, but reality is very far away from that. If you have understood anything until now, you should know that this AI technology is created and controlled by humans. Those who understand this will use AI to complement their work, to automate some boring tasks, as I mentioned, and then work on newer, interesting challenges and problems to solve even better ones, and hence the progression of civilization. AI, at least for now, can assist us with tasks, but it lacks the autonomy and consciousness that comes with the human brain and what humans bring to the table. And those who know these concepts will rule over AI rather than letting it rule over them. Those are the people who will be the masters of their fates, the masters of AI, and masters of the world. And that's why AI is a tool that is designed to help us, not replace us humans. Okay, so those were some of the myths that I busted on AI, and I hope you got a breather on some of those and you got to understand how we should not be fearful of the technology, but we should learn the technology, learn to use it, learn the backgrounds and the back end of it, and as I said, be a jack of all trades. If you like this video, you will definitely like this one, in which I explain in very much detail how the AI works, the in-depths of how a machine learning model is made, how we make it learn, how we give it feedback, and how it's finally deployed. So please go and watch that. But even if you're busy and if you don't have time and if you can't watch that, it's fine. I respect you. Thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe if you loved it, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.